live and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D-Real coming at you with another Be Real with D-Real, where edutainment is what I do. Welcome. It's the top of the week, and we're going to be getting down for the get down, how we get down. So, without further ado, I am going to come at you with today's topic. Black Panther adjacent in a way, hence the Black Panther hat, but just bear with me. We're going to delve into it, peel back the layers, get some more understanding, because why? Edutainment is what I do. Here's what we're going to do, or here's what I would like for you to do. If you rocks with me, if you digging what a brother's shoveling, comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D-Real page so that when new material comes out, you get it. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. All of this right here. Now, here's what's been on my mind. We sit around and notice. Don't we notice? We notice things, don't we? What we notice is recast T'Challa hashtag is trending again. Not just because of the petition that my man Dre Mack put out here recently, but because of talk about scrolls. Because of yet another possibility that Marvel Studios could use to recast T'Challa. There's a lot of them out there, and this is just another plot device, another MacGuffin, another means to put T'Challa, the real T'Challa, not T'Child, back into the MCU. Now, there have been anti-recasters all over the place too, with the same energy, spouting that same regurgitated stuff, you know, and also too, like my man Dre Mack said, when we criticizing recast T'Challa, well, I'm not criticizing recast T'Challa because I love recast T'Challa, but when people are criticizing recast T'Challa, it's strange. Well, it ain't strange. It's actually sad that the people who criticize the recast T'Challa movement the most is us. One half is willing to accept what has been shoveled to them, and so, you know, they eat the shit happily and don't really make too much of a fuss about it until folks start talking about recast T'Challa. Now, this is some unprecedented shit. Let's just be honest. Unprecedented. When has a character in a movie had a movie named for that character, and that character never appeared in the movie at all? I do you one better. When has there ever been movies and the title character's name was in the movie, but that character wasn't? You've been surprised. It's actually been a lot of them. Let's take a look. Boom. I like Screen Rant. We'll do Screen Rant. 10 movies where the title character isn't in the movie. We just skip past this and go straight to those titles because that's what we're talking about, right? Let's go through a couple of them. The Blair Witch Project. The Blair Witch never showed up in the Blair Witch Project. We saw the effects of the Blair Witch Project, but we never saw the Blair Witch herself or himself or whatever the Blair Witch is supposed to be. We never saw it, at least not in full. Chasing Amy. That's one of those Kevin Smith movies. Be after Clerks, but before Jay and Silent Bob, if I'm not mistaken. The titular character in that movie is an ex-girlfriend of Kevin Smith's. So we never see her. The girl that Ben Affleck is trying to get at in this movie is not named Amy. Okay, Rosemary's Baby. We all know Rosemary's Baby. We didn't see the baby. But the movie was about Rosemary's Baby, right? Of course, Charlie's Angels, probably the only entry in this video that it's okay not seeing the titular character, because for decades and decades and decades and decades, we have been programmed to not see Charlie, only hear him. Hardcore Henry. This was a different and interesting movie, although Hardcore Henry was in the movie. All we got to see was his arms and his legs. We never got to see Hardcore Henry himself. Now, let's migrate over to movies where the title character is not the protagonist. Whoop, Mad Max. Mad Max was not the title character. I mean, not the protagonist in Fury Road. Furiosa was. The Terminator. Ironically enough, even though this movie is called The Terminator is not the protagonist in the Terminator movie. Sarah Connor is. Forgetting Sarah Marshall, a very popular movie. Doesn't follow Sarah Marshall, follows the guy who she broke up with. And of course, we know Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 are not about Bill. They are about Beatrix Kiddo, aka the Bride. And of course, Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. Huh? Well, no Beetlejuice. Lydia, Winona Ryder's character, is the protagonist in Beetlejuice. And we gonna round this off with a classic, The Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz is not the protagonist in The Wizard of Oz. Dorothy is the protagonist in The Wizard of Oz. So what you getting at, D-Real? T'Challa. T'Challa in Black Panther Wakanda Forever falls neatly into that category. T'Challa is the protagonist of the Black Panther series. Now, before y'all go, misogynist, misogynoir, he hates women. No, I don't. You can have Shuri in the movie as well. Never had a problem with that part. And nobody in the recast T'Challa movement has ever had an argument with that part. Truly, it is the absence of T'Challa that bugs us, not the presence of Shuri. So, T'Challa is the protagonist in Black Panther, who does not appear in Black Panther Wakanda forever, because we were spoon-fed that because the actor died, nobody else on earth could play that role. And because the people making the movie were emotionally compromised. Oh, I got an idea. Let's program everybody into believing that the best way to honor Chadwick Boseman is to end that character. The first Black, or should I say African, superhero. I remember somebody gaslighting the shit out of me in some comments about, well, the Black Panther was not the first Black superhero. And that's all good and fine. You can name some obscure, weird mug, but ain't nobody going to remember that. And don't nobody know that. And largely, even if you bring that information to somebody, they still going to be like, T'Challa. You dig what I'm saying? So, honestly, we just are supposed to go, okay. Guess we're never, ever, 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 ever going to see a cinematic version of T'Challa again. I realize I might be over dramatizing this a bit, but we should not have to wait decades for T'Challa's actual story to be told. For us to go back and see what T'Challa's mythos is really about. T'Challa's rogues gallery, T'Challa's loves, T'Challa's supporting characters. Because there's a lot more supporting characters than Queen Ramonda, Shuri, and Okoye. The Black Panther had a crap ton of supporting characters long before the Dora Milaje showed up in Christopher Priest's version of Black Panther in '98. You had Wakabi, you had Taku, you had Mr. Little, you had Zonda, Princess Zonda, excuse me. You had the Avengers, who frequently showed up as supporting characters. You had Kevin Trueblood. You had Monica Lynn. You had Monica Lynn's daddy. You got enough characters where you could have played his story out, whether it was from an urban standpoint, whether it was from a jungle action standpoint, whether it was from a most dangerous man alive standpoint, it could have been done. But according to Marvel Studios, we just couldn't do it. And never, ever, ever in the history, the reason why I named all of those movies with characters where the protagonist wasn't the subject or the subject wasn't the protagonist is because none of those movies I named made 1.3 billion. If any of those movies that I named on that list had made 1.3 billion, I guarantee you that protagonist would have been in the damn sequel. That, ladies and gentlemen, is why the BS going on with T'Challa right now is unprecedented, because T'Challa was a moneymaker. T'Challa secured the bag, and we just going to turn around and go, nope. Or are we expected to believe that Marvel did not know the main reason Black Panther in 2018 made $1 billion was because of the titular character, not the supporting cast? And Chadwick himself said in 2019 that we are not supposed to pigeonhole roles. We are not supposed to make roles unattainable, or say that a role is unplayable or undoable because one character did it and nobody else is going to be able to match that character's performance. I did a video a while back. Bruce Lee in Enter the Dragon. Bruce Lee in The Big Boss. Bruce Lee in Fists of Fury, playing the character Chin-Zan. That character went on to be played by 4 more actors. So don't tell me shit about what role can and can't be played by who. You don't know who could do a better job than Chadwick or as equal a job as Chadwick until you recast the role. And I'm not talking about the child. No offense to the young actor. That's it. That's all I got on the subject. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about it in the comments. That's it for now, but fret not. I will be coming at you with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good. Be good to each other.